You just chambered around a 701 Nation live streaming podcast on guns and the 701 network. Powered by LAUER Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota, KALON'S Auto Service, Lemmon, South Dakota, /H Ranch, Morristown, South Dakota, Horton LaserCraft, Thunderhawk, South Dakota, and Little Angry Man Arms, Trail City, South Dakota. Now, here's your right-wing knuckle-dragging gun nut host, JD. Hey, welcome to episode 35, 701 Nation. JD here. Happy 1022 day, everybody. You don't know what a 1022 is? It's a Ruger 22 semi-automatic, and today is 10th month, 22nd, 1022. I own a 1022. Love it. Great gun. And hey, thanks to all our sponsors for letting us do this. Couldn't do it without them. Appreciate everybody who's going to jump on and take a little bit. Yeah, I was gonna run that song I got I'll play it at the end. I'll do it as a exit of the show later, but took a little longer than I thought when I wanted it to be for the intro. So we went with what I just did instead. Coming up on the show tonight, Assistant Attorney General Harmeet Dhillon. She defended Attorney General Pam Bondi against the gun rights group's demand to fire her. I'm not like a huge fan of Pam Bondi, which I think she's doing a decent job. Harmeet Dhillon's actually super pro Second Amendment, so it's going to be fun going over that. And President Trump makes clear. Good evening, Brian Warner, my fellow MVE brother. President Trump makes clear national reciprocity is being discussed. As a matter of fact, like I said, it's 1022 day, so I am wearing my Ruger shirt. Yeah. Good evening, One Shot Cap. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for jumping on. And President Trump makes clear national reciprocity is being discussed. And then 7 field dressing mistakes people make on their, it's mostly about deer. I don't know, for some of them mistakes. It'll be fun going over it. I like doing stuff like that. And we've been doing new ammo things here for like the last weeks. Got another one for you. Fiocchi's Backwoods Hunter ammo. We're going to go over that. And then, of course, a happy ending chronicle. I always love doing that one. And again, this Saturday too, the Deer Rifle Steel Challenge, 10:30 out at Axe's place. Starting out 300, 400, go to 480. $20 to get in the kitty on that, and winner's going to take that, so that'll be sweet. And a little change for next week's show. The deer mixer, as we were calling it. Jeb got a hold of me. Jeb said he forgot they got a Game and Fish public meeting. I don't know, somewhere up north that night. Can't do it. Gonna have to reschedule him. But my brother, man, Scott Bachmeyer is gonna be on, so that's gonna be fun. Scott and I are gonna be talking deer rifle, deer bullets, everything deer, because deer season is gonna start shortly after that. Good evening, Brian Cox, the football player. Dan Brown, good evening, MVEs from the Western Edge. Good evening, Dan. Eric Newman, good evening from the better the Dakotas. Come on now, Eric. I don't know about that now. All right, so just give me a second here, guys, and gals. Hopefully, some of the gals from South Prairie Rose here in Bismarck said they were going to click in. I hope they did. I don't know how long they're going to last. Some of them hunt, some of them don't. If they are tuned in, I appreciate that. I'm sure I'll find out tomorrow. I'm just sharing some stuff here to some social media. It's not going to take me too long, and then we're going to get right into it here. Show should take, I think probably going to go hour 15, hour and 20, if I had to guess. We've been kind of keeping it at that. So, right, I think I can definitely go longer than that, but I think that's a good time frame to do it. And we think we went almost an hour and a half last week, which is fine. If we got to do that, we'll get it done. So give me one more thing to do on Facebook here, and we're going to get right into it. Yay, Blackbeard Logic. Evening, Blackbeard. How you doing? Justin Latinsky, good evening. Evening, gents. Gene says, I don't know who needs to hear this, but someone needs a field dressing class. Some people definitely do. Brian says Brian Warner, he can't make it Saturday. Bummer, Brian. That sucks, man. I mean, honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to make it yet. I will find out tomorrow. I want to go, but I'm not going to be disappointed if I got to do the other thing that I might have to do with my dad. So it's a win-win for me for sure. And I'm not sure. An hour and a half, you stud, says Doug. Yeah. I ain't made it an hour and a half yet tonight, Axe. So don't get too crazy about it. All right, so now I'm done dinking around with all this sharing stuff here. Let's get to it. Let's get to it right off the bat here. Like I said, Assistant AG Harmeet Dhillon defends Pam Bondi, and Pam Bondi's been taking some heat. A lot of people know she's not pro-gun and shit. There's still people that says Trump's not pro-gun. Gene Cox says he'll be in Wofford City, Blackbeard District 24 event this Saturday. Yeah, I guess he's talking about for the Deer Rifle Steel Challenge. Not going to be a big crowd as last year, I don't think, but maybe the guys will have a little better chance going against each other then, right? Right? Anyway, Gene says, but I'm not good. I'm not good with scopes. Well, hey, I mean, it's supposed to be super windy, so I mean, who knows what who anybody's gonna be good with, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to it. Dhillon defends Bondi against gun rights groups' demand for firing her. Assistant AG, and this will probably be a little more reading than I normally do, guys and gals, because I mean, she goes through a lot of things here. It's not going to be like 30 minutes of, but I want to do it. And she obviously, this Harmeet Dhillon's far more well spoken than I am, and I want to get her words right. And she did a hell of a job here of explaining what AG Bondi's been doing for our gun rights. So anyway, launched a fierce defense of her boss against explosive allegations from a major gun rights organization, calling their demand to fire Pam Bondi based on fake news and fundamental misunderstandings of federal court proceedings. Dhillon, I mean, you've never seen Harmeet Dhillon. Very attractive lady as well. Why do you say that, JD? Well, I don't know, because she is. You know, it's nice having an AG and an assistant AG that's easy on the eyes, right? After these Democrat freaking warts we've been having. So, so Dhillon issued a detailed rebuttal defending Bondi as, and I'm the most pro-gun 2A in U.S. AG in U.S. history. Well, I don't know about that. She did it on, they say, Twitter/X. I got this from Ameland, by the way. And let's not call it, it's not fucking Twitter anymore. It's X. Twitter's when Billy Goat, whatever his name was, owned Twitter when it was a leftist shithole. Now Elon Musk owns it, and it's actually a First Amendment friendly social media site. Unlike Jack Dorsey, that was that piece of shit's name. If you're a Republican, I got kicked off of there for doing very little. I mean, all these social media sites did it when Biden was in there. Even though Trump's the anti-First Amendment guy, right? Bullshit. It's X. It ain't Twitter. Quit calling it Twitter. That's Jack Dorsey bullshit. All right, let's continue. NAGR, which is National Association for Gun Rights, launched their campaign after a federal court ordered the Second Amendment Foundation and Firearms Policy Coalition to provide verified membership lists to the government in the Reese versus ATF case. The October 10, 2025 announcement represented a dramatic escalation, with NAGR President Fudley Dudley Brown, I added that first part in, declaring Bondi had failed the Second Amendment and must be removed immediately. Dhillon wasted no time addressing what she called a very bad take on many levels in a comprehensive X thread posted October 13th. And I did read them. You can go on and Ameland to find this article. And I mean, I'm going to go over all of it. I'm not going to get exactly what she said, because that might take 30 minutes to go through all that shit. But so Dhillon clarified that the DOJ agreed to an injunction throughout, and some of this stuff, like, right, obviously I'm not an attorney and never would be. Whatever an injunction is. I mean, I've heard the phrase. I guess I'm not going to explain it to you. Most of you probably know what it is. Dhillon clarified the DOJ agreed to an injunction throughout the Fifth Circuit and for any known members of the plaintiff organizations located anywhere else in the country. The controversial membership list requirement came not from the DOJ's request, right? Which Fudley Dudley Brown and NAGR said it was Pam Bondi's doing. It did not come from the DOJ's request, but from the court itself. In response, the court ordered something DOJ did not ask for. It ordered the plaintiffs to submit member lists, she wrote. Dhillon revealed that on Friday, following the controversial order, DOJ and the plaintiffs submitted a joint filing asking the court to correct what she called the misstep. She emphasized this collaborative effort as evidence of DOJ's commitment to protecting both Second Amendment rights and First Amendment freedoms of association. Oh, it's just one thing, JD. Yeah, I know it is, but we're going to, I mean, NAGR's been kind of suspect to me my whole that I ever really followed gun organizations, and a lot of people don't have a whole lot of goods. Dudley Brown, I think he was the dipshit who got our boy from Kenosha, Kyle, to say some bad shit about Trump before the election, which he reeled in. You know, Dudley Brown, whatever, a nagger. If you're a member of that group, good for you. I never will be. All right, now where the heck was I? Got too busy. Okay, the controversial list. The assistant right here. Okay, the First Amendment freedom. Okay, so the assistant attorney general also challenged Nager's accusation that Bondi advocated for lifetime gun bans for nonviolent offenses. And here's Dhillon countered that. That's not a fair characterization of the DOJ position. She explained that while DOJ has defended existing federal law under 18 USC, which my partner Clayton will tell you is where all gun laws are, 922G, the department simultaneously established a rights restoration process for nonviolent felons, which they did, which is great. I think, unless you're like a mass murderer or something, you should be able to try and get your rights back no matter what, not just nonviolent felons, but whatever. That's probably never going to happen, to be honest with you. So we'll see. But I mean, she at least established this process. There was a process, but other DOJs didn't give two shits about it, and well, Bondi's getting it going now. So the video is, Dhillon continued, the video is filled with inaccuracies in what is said about the history and procedural posture of specific cases. But the biggest problem is what the video doesn't say. She then detailed an extensive list of pro 2A actions under Bondi's leadership. In Wolford versus Lopez, Bondi asked the Supreme Court to review Hawaii's near complete ban on public carry, and the court granted review. DOJ asked the Seventh Circuit to invalidate bans on AR-15s and magazines holding more than 10 rounds. I was proud to argue that case personally, and I am proud that we have argued the same position in the Third Circuit. I will always stand up in court for the Second Amendment. So right there, so it really sounds like Bondi and her DOJ are anti-Second Amendment, right? No. I mean, there's dipshits in the Second Amendment community. Yeah, that's bullshit. Or they bitch about Trump, like Trump, they want Trump to do king-like things and just say this is no longer the law. Well, it's unconstitutional. He should do it. Yeah, but it isn't going to work that way, man. I wish he could, because I know a lot of this shit's unconstitutional, if not all of it. But anyway, I'll continue here. We're not too far off here. At Bondi's direction, DOJ filed what Dhillon called a first-of-its-kind lawsuit challenging LA County's pattern of infringing Second Amendment rights by imposing lengthy delays on 1 to 2 years of processing concealed carry permit applications. That is a right delayed is a right denied. Carrying's not a right. Yeah, it is the right to keep and bear arms. Bear means it's on you. So that's what it means. The Attorney General's Second Amendment Task Force has declined to appeal or change positions from the Biden administration stance to better protect law-abiding citizens' Second Amendment rights, according to Dhillon. The department now recognizes that suppressors fall within Second Amendment protections. You think I will tell you, do you think any Democrat-appointed Attorney General would say suppressors fall within Second Amendment protections? No. I will guarantee you right now, not a one of them bastards would. They think that's an assassin's weapon or a poacher's assassin's tool or a poacher's tool. It's not. Got one on my AR right there. I could shoot it in this room and it wouldn't hurt my freaking ears. It'd be loud, but I mean, if I put a round off without that on, I mean, it's hearing protection among other things. And we all know, we went over the suppressor thing. I mean, suppressors are freaking awesome. Love them. Everybody should get one. The task force also launched historic regulatory action under 18 USC 925C, allowing people with distant criminal histories who no longer pose public safety threats to apply for firearms rights restoration under federal, which we kind of talked about there. This will protect public safety while also ensuring that the federal government does not come close to the line of burdening Second Amendment rights. Historic, Dhillon emphasized. She detailed ATF reforms, including revoking the zero tolerance policy that threatened gun dealers over paperwork violations, initiating the process to revoke the engaged in business rule, targeted private firearm sales, right? If you sold more than one gun a year privately or something, then you were supposedly a freaking firearms dealer. Ridiculous shit. And inviting federal firearms licensees revoked under Biden-era policies to reapply under new criteria. Exactly. Prosecuted under Democrat freaking commie bullshit. But again, Trump's the freaking tyrant, right? These assholes did it. They want them to come back and get their FFLs back, which is freaking awesome, man. Dhillon concluded with a personal appeal rooted in her own advocacy background. I am a gun owner and a longtime advocate for Second Amendment rights. I have fought in private practice for the broadest possible scope of federal and state gun rights, and I am very proud of the work this DOJ and especially my boss, Pam Bondi, have done towards securing these fundamental rights. No one has fought harder for them or has a better track record. Again, maybe in my lifetime that I remember being a Second Amendment advocate, which started around the year 2000, probably. I mean, I've always said, Second Amendment, I know what it means, but just being outspoken about it. But yeah, maybe she is. I don't know. I don't know anything about the early 80s, 70s, 60s, stuff like that, right? I don't. John Kennedy was a lifetime member of the NRA, but I don't think Bobby Kennedy, who was his Attorney General, I believe, I don't think he was a big guy pushing for your Second Amendment rights. Dhillon went on here. She urged supporters to examine the actual record rather than accepting what she characterized as false criticisms. The critics of this administration want nothing more than to see this type of infighting, reject it, and rally behind our strong, principled AG as she continues to do a stellar job on gun rights issues. Which is true, and they got this final thing here. Like I said, this is from Amlin. The exchange reveals deep divisions within gun rights advocacy circles over how to evaluate the Trump administration's Justice Department performance on Second Amendment issues, with hardline organizations, I would say dipshit organizations like NAGR, demanding immediate. What a dumb name, anyways. I mean, NAGR. I mean, you know what that sounds like, right? And I'm like, stupid. Demanding immediate action while DOJ officials point to procedural constraints and ongoing reform efforts. Right. There is a deep division. Like I said, there's people I know I can't even stand like some of the shit they say about gun rights and Trump. And okay, so like let's go like recently here, this the Glock thing, right? Glock's a bunch of caving, freaking gutless anti-Second Amendment terrorists. There's a sect of the Second Amendment community that's not small that is bitching about Glock doing this. I mean, all other guns that are sold in California they don't have this freaking bar thing in there to make it. And other states are doing the same thing to Glock, trying to ban Glocks and blame them for. They're looking down the barrel of huge lawsuits here. Oh, they're just going to continue to, if they buckle JD. Maybe. I don't. Glock owns Glock, man. I mean, the new Glocks are going to still kick ass just like all the other Glocks do, right? Just because you can't make it go full auto with a Glock switch. And by the way, the ones that are already there, well, for now in California, they're going to be able to have them. So doesn't bother me one bit if Glocks can do that. Hey, Glock, it's your company. Do what you got to do, Glock. I'm not a Glock fanboy. I'm really not a pistolero. I like pistols. Not like I love rifles, and I mean I'm getting to like pistols more and more the older I get, but I don't, I have 2 Rugers or 2 Smith & Wessons and a Glock, I think, and then a revolver from my grandpa, and I think that's about it, really. All right, let me get to some of these comments here. We're about 20 after already. G says, I'm not good as you. Worst way to field dress game is with your shot. Yeah. Well, don't worry. That's going to be a fun one. I mean, I'm going to love getting into that. That's going to be my favorite part of the show, I think, right there. But I'll tell you what, we're 20 after. We're going to hit our first ad here. Thank you, Clay. Clay jumped on here, and Clay straightened out our ads here. I appreciate that, Clayton. All he's got going on with his boy here, but let's see here. I think this is our big hammer right here. We're going to do our 2 big hammers. Be back here shortly. JD, 701 Nation. Thanks for clicking in, baby. We'll be right back.
LAUER Auto Repair. LAUER, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
KALON'S Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon, KALON'S Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
Right on, JD here, 701 Nation, episode 35. We are back. Appreciate everybody clicking in here tonight. Got over that first story there, Harmeet Dhillon defending Pam Bondi. We're going to do one quick one here before we get into the 7 field dressing mistakes. When President Trump makes it clear that national reciprocity is being discussed. Again, these are the people, I always hear this one, he said he was going to be for national reciprocity. Probably a bunch of like NAGR members and anti-NRA people. Yeah, again, that's something that takes 60 votes. Trump just can't say national reciprocity for all. It doesn't freaking work that way to some of these people. You know, but people like Fudley Dudley Brown maybe thinks shit works that way. It does not. But he made it clear, President Trump is currently being discussed during an Oval Office presser Wednesday with FBI Director Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Again, Pam Bondi, oh, Kash Patel, he's a sellout, JD. He's hiding all the fucking Epstein files that don't really fucking exist. Trump was asked about national, oh, are you really saying F-bombs? And yeah, I'm sick of this anti-Trump. Okay, we got to talk about, we can have a show about shit that pissed me off about Trump sometime too. And then number one's going to be probably this beef shit he's pulling right now with the beef industry. Maybe I misunderstand it, but anyway. Trump was asked about this national reciprocity by a reporter who used D.C. as an example, asking if the White House and lawmakers are looking at a way to make it easier to carry a gun in the U.S. national capital for self-defense. Specifically, the reporter asked, could there be any further conversation to have a national concealed carry apply to actual DC. Like if you have a driver's license in Texas and you have a permit, and Trump cut the guy off and said, as you know, they've been talking about for a long time. It's an interesting question. A lot of people feel strongly on both sides, but we are talking about that right now. So if you do it, you're gonna need like 60 freaking votes in the Senate, right, to make national reciprocity. And I don't know if there's a workaround with like you said, with DOJ or the FBI. I mean, I don't see. I mean, it should be a national right. It shouldn't even be an issue with the House and the Senate, because it is a civil right. So I don't. So remember, Trump was running in 2015. He noted the push for national right to carry recognition is one that needs to succeed. This is, I mean, he nailed it right here. He said the right of self-defense doesn't stop at the end of your driveway. That's why I have a concealed carry permit, and why tens of millions of Americans do too. That permit should be valid in all 50 states. A driver's license works in every state. Oh, he's comparing everything. So it's common sense that a concealed carry permit should work in every state. It's not the same thing, JD. If we can do that for driving, which is a privilege, President Trump said, not a right, then we surely can do that for concealed carry, which is a right, not a privilege. So, and I mean, he said, get the law, get it on my desk, and I'll freaking sign it, man. And Richard Hudson, a Republican, I think he's in North Carolina, introduced this legislation again. It's HR 38, and that was back in January. He said it has bipartisan support, which, okay, in the House, sure, what's bipartisan? When they say that shit, you got like 4 freaking Democrats on your side out of how many freaking people are in the House of Representatives? Freaking 400 and something along those lines. But hey, again, if Trump's an anti-gunner, why the hell would he be pushing discussion national reciprocity? Anyway, let's go on to the 7 field dressing mistakes. Oh God, I'm gonna love this one. I'm pumping myself up too much to like it. It's probably not gonna like it here. You know what? I'm gonna check some numbers here. We got saying 15. Let's go to X and see what we got going on X, because it doesn't show on X how many people we actually have watching. We got 17 on X. So it's 17 on 15. Rumble, can't tell on Rumble on the website. I don't know how the hell Clay checks on the website, but hey, got a good crowd going here. Usually towards the end of the show it picks up. I was hoping to be a little higher now once we got into this, but let's get it. Let's get after it here. So, has anyone who actually cleaned, and I got this out of Realtree. I love Realtree articles. Has anyone who actually cleaned more than a few big game animals can attest? Nick in the stomach, it hurts your pride way more than it hurts your venison or your elk meat or antelope, whatever, right? I guess I've never nicked a stomach. I've definitely cut the shit or shoot a few times, which pisses me off. Still, according to this article, there are field dressing mistakes that can cost you. And here's a look at some more common ones. All right, our mistakes, he says, right? Okay, so first one, leaving deer overnight. Sooner or later, every hunter makes a bad shot, right? Deer gets away from you, antelope, whatever it is. He says, but there's more consequences to a bad shot than a sleepless night. A deer left overnight with the guts inside is probably going to have at least some spoilage regardless of the weather. Yeah, some. The ones that I've ever recovered overnight, I mean, I wouldn't eat that meat. It all stinks like freaking ass. It's over 100 degrees inside a deer's cavity, and the animal is wearing a fur coat designed to insulate it from winter weather. Yeah, you're right. Outfitter Miles Fednick, sorry if I get his name wrong, has been guiding hunters for more than 15 years, and he guts and skins dozens of elk, deer, and antelope during any given fall. And this guy said, like, the cold weather won't necessarily save your meat, because if it's super cold, the meat will freeze and still keep it warm on the inside. Maybe. I haven't let one sit out in freezing cold weather. I've never lost one in freezing cold weather. I don't know if you guys have. Let me know, because Gene Cox, we're here. That's all that matters. That's right, Gene. Yeah, that is all that matters, buddy. Yeah, so like you said, he's seen late season elk. They gutted when it was 20 below. They came back the next morning. Outside of the hams were froze. They insulated, and when it froze, he said it insulated the inside of it so it couldn't cool. Yeah, like I said, the couple that I've been around that we found the next day, that meat freaking it would rank. I would not. And a friend of mine did that, and I told him not to make the sausage. Another guy there convinced him to do it, and trust me, you could taste that rank meat. I think he ended up throwing it all away because it was rank meat. I wouldn't do that. If you think you can gut it, I mean by gutting it, like eat this tainted meat, go for it. Number 2, lollygagging. When was the last time you looked at a grip and grin photo of a hunter with field dressed buck and thought, gross, that picture would have been better without all the blood? I don't know. I've never thought that, actually. For me, the answer is never. When I see a picture of a field dressed buck, I know I'm looking at a hunter who cares about the animal first and the glory second. There's nothing wrong with taking a picture of a buck with an intact white belly. So he's obviously talking about whitetail bucks here. It is cleaner, but take the photo quickly and then get to it. I don't know. I mean, nothing. If you don't gut your deer right away and you're going to take some pictures, that's not going to affect your meat. There's no. What is it? How long does it take you to? Well, he says like people get on their phones and bullshit with people and go home and get the 4-wheeler and. Yeah, I mean, I've done all that stuff. I mean, even in warmer weather, it doesn't ruin your meat. So I'm going to disagree with him on that one. He says the result of delayed gutting, for every minute of delay, bacteria inside the deer are replicating at an exponential rate. Yeah, even if you gut shoot them, man, I've been around guys who gut shot them and shit was no. Yeah, I'm not saying leave it sit there for 8 hours and then gut it, but if you sit around, take some pictures. First of all, when you roll up, get your freaking tag on it, right? And then take your pictures. I mean, if you're doing that and all that shit takes you a half hour, that isn't going to do anything. That's not affecting. No, I'm going to disagree with that one. Lollygagging. Okay. Number 3, gut busting. Eric says, I hardly ever gut my deer. I go gutless methotrexate a lot. Yeah, I've done that a couple times. I was going to keep, I don't know why. I don't know. It seems like it's harder for me to do for whatever reason. Maybe because I didn't do it enough. I think I've done it to 2 or 3 deer. I mean, it is work, and it's works good, and it's nice and clean. And I agree, you're going to get your hands all full of, I mean, the hardest part might be getting the loins out of there, but even that's not too hard to do. Marty Beard taught me how to do that. So gut busting, the actual field dressing technique isn't nearly as important as the above advice. But what happens if you're gutting an animal and you get a rush of air, as if you slashed a tire? Yeah, like a face full of deer fart. Yeah, definitely. That's you punctured the stomach. I mean, I've seen it happen on intestines. The gases from the bacteria festering inside are escaping quickly, perhaps propelling some chewed up corn bits along with them. Yeah, so if you saw the video, and I've talked about it, my buddy's son shot his muley doe, kind of angled from the back end, and it did clip the stomach, and there was a lot of intestinal shit in there, and it did clip the stomach open and got both. But we rinsed it out. I in fact had some of the sticks he gave me. It was delicious meat. There was nothing wrong with that meat. There was no bacteria, didn't ruin anything. Eric says, if you don't tag till game warden shows up, you can use tag again. That's funny, Eric. That's a good one. He says it's not pleasant, but it'll be okay. Laugh it off. Gag if you need to, but keep working. Yeah. I mean, some guys, I've been around guys who actually can't even take it without even hitting the gut or the intestine. They can't. Maybe they're faking it and they're just doing that to get you to do it. I don't know, but I just be like, get out of the way. I'll take care of it for you. If you get some stomach matter or deer poop or piss, wash it off with a water hose or in a creek. Anything there, happens. Just clean it off. My nephew's buck, I was cutting the pelvic bone, and I did hit the pisser, and I think it squirted me more than any other deer I ever did that before. But yeah. So yeah, we kind of went, gut busting. Just rinse it out. I carry a gallon bucket of water or the pressurized squirter like Scott Bachmeyer has. The the hydrant. Oh God, I like the fire. extinguisher looking thing. You can compress it with air and water. That works freaking awesome for that. I mean, you could even buy like the portable ones now. Like we have them for our pontoon. You can put that in your bucket of water and it's got pretty good power to rinse shit out. Of course, when it freezes, that sucks when it's really cold out. So number 4, not cleaning the exit ramp. A deer's colon and bladder sit inside the pelvis between the hams. If I'm quartering a deer in the field I'll be hanging it in camp to quarter within the hour. I sometimes skip that step, but it nonetheless a skill to learn, especially if you're going to field dress an animal and drop it off at the processor. Using your knife blade, go in from the tail and cut a deep circle around the colon, the a-hole. He says you're cutting a circle around the butthole, as I explained to my 6-year-old son just the other day. When the colon is cut loose, you can pull it out through the top of the pelvis, along with the entire offal, which he explains here a little bit. Once cleaned, it makes for a nice port to drain out the remaining. But I always cut that, and I don't cut right down the middle of the pelvic bone. I cut on either side and get a piece out, so it's never, I mean, a lot of times, I guess I don't even cut around the rear end hole. So I just get down there and keep cutting and pull it out. So, I mean, what he's saying is probably the right way to do it if you're going to gut it. But number 5, not cutting the diaphragm within a deer's chest with one-shot cap. Have you ever used the butt out tool? I have, Cap. Worked pretty good, actually. I think it worked good on 2 out of the 3 I did. And then one of the hooks busted off of it. I should actually buy another one because it did work pretty freaking good. I got to admit. Seems like kind of a gimmicky thing, but in my experience, the butt out tool worked pretty good. I don't know if you used a cap, how'd that work for you? So he's talking about not cutting the diaphragm. Within a deer's chest, the circulatory and respiratory system is separated from the digestive system by a thin but strong muscle called the diaphragm. If you're new to field dressing, it's easy enough to get the liver and digestive tract out of a deer while leaving the heart and lungs in place because you don't know to cut the diaphragm away from the rib cage. With dozer bucks that aren't going to the taxidermist, the easiest way to ensure a clean job is to split the rib cage clear to the brisket. Yeah, I mean, you go all the way, probably up to their throat there, I would say. I mean, that's how I explain it. You don't need a hatchet or saw to bust through the ribs, but you're not going to get through the pen. I mean, I do got a Sagan saw. I think, man, I can't remember the brand of mine. Kershaw, maybe. Works good. I mean, a lot of people just take their knife and power it through. I'm always afraid it's going to slip out. So I just take the Sagan saw. Works great. He says, I carry a good sized fixed blade and cut through the ribs one at a time right next to the sternum. It sounds like a long freaking procedure to me doing that. With individual quick prying and cuts. Then I reach in, sever the esophagus. Yeah, that part sucks. I mean, you got a long sleeve shirt on. You got to reach up in there and grab that and cut it. It really sucks when you're going to cape one doing that, reaching up in there. I mean, if you got a nice favorite jacket, you got to take it off and just reach in there with your bare arm and do it because it's going to get bloody no matter what you do. Then I reach in, sever the esophagus, and slice the diaphragm free from both sides of the rib cage. Yeah, you cut it, windpipe, pull back, and just go cut on both sides and keep pulling it back. Pretty easy. I mean, a lot of times when you lung them, there's so much freaking blood and shit in there. That kind of sucks, hard to see. I mean, that's where a lot of people end up cutting the loins, putting the big cuts in them and kind of ruining those. But yeah, he says, because the colon has already been severed, addressed above, you can then pull the entire offal out with one healthy tug, though you might never need to use your knife to trim away remaining bits. You may need to use your bits of fat and spilled droppings. With practice from the first cut to the last, you can field dress a deer in about 5 minutes. Yeah, probably, I don't know. Probably takes me 10. I'm probably not trying to buzz through it like these guys are. Whatever. So this one here, number 6, Justin Latinsky. I use a cordless sawzall to split the sternum. Perfect, Justin. That's a great idea, actually. I use that like when we got them hanging and I cut the hind quarters off, go down there. In fact, Bachmeyer showed me that. I just go in there and works awesome, man. I did it on the last 2 deers. We got knife on the cartilage on chest cavity, cuts like butter if you have a sharp knife. All right, hey, maybe my knives aren't sharpened enough. But I don't know. I don't know how much sharper I can get the damn thing. But I've never seen anybody get on their chest and just go through there like it was nothing. Even big, strong dudes are like, and I just take the saw and freaking go right through it. One Shot says, don't forget to leave the genital if you have to. Yeah, I mean, I always do that right away, Cap. I go down and I cut, if it's a male, I cut off his schlouse and his beans. And then if it's a female, I'll cut around the nipples down there. Chuck it. That's what I do. Anyway, he's talking knives here. Number 6, cutting knife edge down. This is intuitive to read, but a little more difficult in practice. If you're not using a gut hook, work with your knife edge pointing up towards you is one good way to minimize punctures of the stomach. Yeah, I mean, what he's talking about is when you go down there, like, grab it and cut it, and then get your fingers and just kind of do that. I know a lot of people can't do that. So you can just make a cut and pull up and just go sideways. I lift up with one finger and I'll just follow it all the way down there, which works good for me. I mean, I'm probably not doing it the way he's doing it, but whatever. I mean, okay, I don't know about that one. If that's such a huge mistake in cutting your deer. Number 7, here we go. Ruining the cape. If you're going to get a buck, maybe some people mount does. I don't, but man, she's got a huge head. You still need the guts of the buck. You still need to get to the guts of the buck if you want the shoulder mount, but the procedure is slightly more difficult. Instead of splitting the rib cage as you would on a doe, stop your cut at the V of the sternum. Yeah, I mean, if you got they got that right where you cut it right there. With individual quick prying cuts, then he reaches in. Again, same thing. You got to cut the esophagus, but you're reaching way the freaking hell in there. Man, when I killed that whitetail with my crossbow, and I did that, and the tip, the broadhead blew up in that thing, and I was afraid I was going to grab one. I did, and thankfully, but yeah, that sucks. Yeah, and you know what I do? I kind of go right behind the shoulders, maybe 2-3 inches behind her. Eric mounts stuff. Eric, how far do you think somebody should go back from, just down all the way right to the back of the rib cage? Is that where you'd want them to do it? And then just, skin it right up to the head? I'm not sure. I always go, I don't think I go to the back of the rib cage, maybe to the mid. So, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's a big mistake. Like, I don't really know why that one's in there, but hey, gutting deer. I don't mind gutting deer. I think it's kind of fun. That guy, he's got some good advice there, and some that I think he just put in there just to write about something. I don't know. So the first one there, I played the whole freaking ad. Hold on, I'm gonna get to a comment here before I go to this other one here. Where's Gene at? Gene says, I think he's saying to put the hilt of the knife in the cavity with the blade sticking out, then push down to the pelvis. This prevents good. Yeah, you get your fingers, go in there, and then get your fingers, and then just kind of zip it down. Yeah, I mean, my dad does that too. I just grab it, I cut it, and I just go right next to my hand. Okay, Eric says 4 inches behind the shoulder. All right, that's plenty because they got to wrap it around in there. Yeah, my gut hook, I used to like a gut hook. Gut hooks work freaking great as long as they're sharp. And I even bought a deal to sharpen mine. Maybe I'm just a dipshit and can't sharpen gut hooks good, but I tried to sharpen it and then use it. It was worthless. Never worked again. So I got a knife from my dad and that thing was great, man. When I was working on them deer my nephew got and my buddy John's kid, worked freaking great. Loved it. But anyway, I'm going to get this. We're going to go to our second ad here. I think we did the 4 right away. I'm going to do our 2 main ones here. I clicked on the wrong one. Clay didn't mess up. I messed that up. I messed that one up. So we'll be right back here. We've got our 2 big sponsors. We're going to come back. New for 2025, Fiocchi Backwoods Hunter ammo.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
KALON'S Auto Service, owned and operated by KALON and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. KALON'S Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
All right, JD back, 701 Nation, episode 35. Again, next Wednesday. I'll be on next Wednesday. The week after, Clayton's coming back. And then deer season on that second week, I am off. I will be deer hunting at the farm. So Clay's going to be coming on 2 weeks. Hell, Clay will be on 3 weeks, I think, because he's going to do Clay. Then he's going to fill in for me, and he's going to do Clay again. So, you might not get me till right back before Thanksgiving there. Which is all right. You've been down the deal with me for like 3-4 weeks in a row here now. So, and good evening, Eric Glaser. How you doing, my friend? We are planning on in December. I know we've said this, but we are going to plan on doing a drinks with the 701 again. Those usually went off pretty good, and we have a good time doing it. So we're going to get it. I think we can get, I don't remember how many people we can get on here at one time, 7 or 10 or something like that. So that should be fun. In fact, a buddy of mine just started a new job. He's alcohol sales. I don't remember what company, but he had all kinds of ideas for it. So looking forward to that. Should be a fun time. And man, there's going to be, I might actually, when Clay, that Wednesday of deer season, I might jump on. I got a little service and Clay's doing live. I'll talk to him. Maybe he wants to, maybe he doesn't, but I can give you how the deer hunting's going up in Mercer County there in Golden Valley, what we're seeing. If anybody's got any down, hey, that might be a fun idea. But next Wednesday, again, Jeb had his dates mixed up. He's got to be at a game and fish meeting up in White Earth or something like that. But it's still going to be Scott Bachmeyer and I with the 2025 deer mixer. Everything deer rifle, deer bullets, deer meat, whatever, all that shit. It's always a good time with Scott. Scott's good friend of mine. He's easy to talk to. So Eric says, my wife said instead of steel challenge, we should have a deer gutting challenge. Yeah. I don't know if I'd win that, but I wouldn't take last. I mean, we got to factor in like, not cutting the loins and shit like that, nice and clean. I mean, I don't think I'd beat Eric, but I think most people I know, I could probably wax most people I know doing that. Had the governor on there when I filled in for Daryl Leeser a couple of weeks ago, that 4:00. Kelly said he'd ready to take on anybody in a pheasant cleaning contest. So that'd be pretty sweet. All right, let's get into this one. I told you we've been talking about new ammo coming up. I got another one here, and I did bag on Fiocchi last week because I said that there was supposed to be the super fast short-barreled rifle ammo. Wasn't fast at all. I love Fiocchi. In fact, I bought a box of Fiocchi today. Hey, Josh, what's up, JD? Late to the party tonight? No problem, Josh. And if anybody else gets in late, hey, guess what? You can go watch the replay on all of our platforms. And in fact, you can watch it on 701 Nation JD, my YouTube channel, and every platform that has a podcast, get it. We recommend iHeart because we go on Fridays with Todd Mitchell, and we're the best podcast on iHeart. That's not proven. That's just what we say. So anyway, we're going to do another ammo here. Fiocchi. I said, I bought Fiocchi today again. I bought some more Fiocchi 223 soft points. Great bullets. In fact, I tested them there with that short I did at that 380 yards. Hey, the ballistic tip Fiocchi hit a little higher, but I didn't show the groups. But the soft points definitely grouped. Probably beat it by maybe a quarter inch. It was probably like a half inch. Damn right, says Blackbeard Logic. Love it. But I'll get into some PR shit here in a bit. But Backwoods Hunter ammo by Fiocchi, and why hunt with soft lead when you can hit like a hammer? So right away there, you know it's not going to be a lead bullet, right? This is an all copper bullet, copper hollow point. It's not tipped or nothing, just a hollow point. Built for serious hunters who demand no nonsense performance, shot after shot. It drives deep, hits hard, and flies flat. Are we still talking about bullets? Delivering lethal impact on whitetail, black bear, hogs, coyotes, and anything else that cross your path. Again, and I saw the case. Whitetail buck hunter. I know whitetail, more people hunt whitetails. Can I get a freaking, like I said before, if anybody wants to make a Midwest, Western whitetail or mule deer ammo, let me know. I'll be more than happy to get on board with that and then shoot it and promote it. And in case you guys didn't see if I can get that to focus, I got my, let's see here. There we go. 701 Nation. Got some more of them coming in orange, actually. I'm going Thursday. If any of you guys, I know when I had that thing I showed you, I had some gear made up for 701 Nation. I think it should be done Thursday. I thought it'd be done already. I'm actually going to talk to the guy doing it. Hey, we might pick up another sponsor. Hopefully, love to get another sponsor because hey, our sponsors pay us, but we don't get like radio prices. So I mean, having more sponsors always just helps us out. Anyway. Anything else that goes with superior pass-through penetration, which copper bullets do, or I mean, even like compared to a bonded lead core, copper does pass through better. This all copper design ensures overwhelming energy transfer for exacting results. Okay. Plus, I like this part too. They got here clean burning powder, reduced barrel fouling, mean you'll spend less time cleaning and more time hunting with consistent accuracy with every shot. So I wonder if it's ball powder, because ball powder is usually cleaner. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. If you know any, extruded or that smaller extruded stuff, I mean, my experience of ball powder has always been cleaner. It's tough to smash through heavy muscle and bone. Or it's tough enough to smash through heavy muscle and bone, expands like a beast, and stays true over distance, whether that buck steps out at 40 or 400 yards. Backwoods, if you're hunting in the backwoods, you ain't shooting 400. Keeps you locked in. Try it once, and you'll never look back. All right, so how much does this shit cost, JD? I looked up some prices on Midway. I was actually, when I was in Shields this afternoon, they didn't have it in there. They had a bunch of Fiocchi and other sweet ammo, but not this. I mean, the short action stuff's kind of in the same, price range as the long action. So like your 243, that's going to come in an 80 grainer. Wow, 80 grain deer bullet. Yeah, I mean, all copper bullets are usually lighter because, I mean, they're longer bullets for the density and all that shit. But they don't shed any weight when they go through, like I said. I mean, you could punch through a deer's shoulder and a thing, if it's an 80 grain, you'll probably get 78 grains out of it when you weigh it. But, and this some bitches, if their velocities are right, and I'm sure this is out of a 24-inch barrel, in a short action barrel, for every inch, you're going to lose about 25 feet per second. Let me get Josh's comment here before I get into these. He says, I'm not a copper bullet kind of guy. I know guys that have great luck with it, but I've heard lots of guys that haven't. Yeah, I mean, as far as not having luck, I guess I haven't really heard that, Josh. Me personally, I'm not saying it doesn't, but yeah, I mean, I'm not switching over. I like a bonded bullet. It just anyway. We'll talk about that with Scott next week a little more. Anyways, that baby, the 243, they're saying 3,450 feet per second. That's freaking moving for an 80 grainer. $33. Obviously, they said $32.99. I just rounded this shit up. 6.5, bleed more. my hunting round there. 120 grainer, I like that, and it says 2,900 feet per second. I mean, if that thing's going 2,900 with a 120 grainer, that's freaking hammer time. That's almost like 6.5 PRC. I mean, 6.5 PRC. I mean, but I mean, a PRC is a heavier bullet too. But I'm saying velocity with this 120 and an all copper, that's a freaking hammer there, man. $33 for that too. And my barrel's 22, so I mean, so if it's going 28.50, that's some people think that's slow. I don't think that's slow at all. I think that's pretty badass. 270. See, they got them on a lot of popular ones here. They about 8. 130 grainer. I mean, 130 grain and 270. Most guys I know hunt deer with a 270 use 130 grainer. I'll bet you when Scott's on next week, he'll tell you he hunts with a 130, 3,100 feet per second. That's right around what we've chronoed 270s with, right around there for 130 grainers. A buddy of mine says he got his deer blind almost done. Obviously, he's not listening to the show. Yeah, deer blind. Damn thing looks nicer than my house. Pretty sweet. I'll check it out when I'm done here. 7mm08, Gene Cox. I know Gene. This is Gene's around here, the 7mm08. 140 grainer, which I think is like basically a standard hunting weight bullet for 28.25. I mean, that's good velocity, I think, right? Maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe not. I think 28 over 2,800 feet per second with a 140 grain bullet. I mean, that's probably got a damn good BC on it too, in a 7mm08. $38 for that one. That one's kind of they kind of put that in there with the long action. Here we go, 7mm Rem mag, 160 grainer. Yeah, right. 100. I mean, most guys I know 7mm use 150s, but 160, whatever. 29.35, $50 for a box of 20 there. 308 Winchester, baby. Here we go. I like this. 308 150 grainer, 2,900. Man, if you're doing a 30 cal 150 grainer, 2,900, you got yourself a hammer there. That's $35. I was thinking about. I always get off track a little bit, but I was thinking I'd like to do a lot more ammo testing because Axe and Clayton and all my buddies have every freaking caliber you want. Just shoot some groups. Velocity, shoot them in a gel block. I don't know what you guys think about that. I like doing that. I love doing shit like that. And I'm saying like shooting. When I say shoot into blocks, I don't mean like, hey, we're going to stand right in front of me with this rifle. Wow, really expanded. No, I mean like 200-300 yards. You catch that shit in blocks. I mean like gel block. Catch it and see how it expands at distance. I'm more interested in that than shooting something at 10 freaking yards. 30-06. 150 grainer, 29.50. See, why would you have a 30-06 with the same grain as a 308, and you're getting 50 more feet per second? You guys know after I'm not a 30-06 fan, 30-odd shits. No, it's not because I think it's not effective. It is effective. I don't like that 30-06. $38 for a box of those, and of course, last but not least, 300 Win Mag. Our boy Levi Nelson's cartridge. 165 grainer at 3,100 feet per second. That $50 for a box of those. But I mean, if you're just going to hunt with it, that's freaking deadly. 3,100 feet per second, 165 grainer. Wham! Check those out. I mean, I think they were all in stock when I was in Midway. No, I don't get a freaking penny from Midway. I do like Midway though, Uncle. I like Uncle Larry Potterfield. All right, let's catch up on some comments here. Let me back up a little bit, guys. All right. Eric Newman, I have a crazy story on Barnes bullets. Speaking of that, I thought which one did I think it was a copper core, was all copper, and one of you guys said they weren't. You were right. They're not all copper. It wasn't Barnes. It was the yellow box ones. Anyway, they got like the VLD hunting bullets and shit. I was wrong. They aren't all copper. Anyways, Eric says, I have a crazy story on Barnes bullets that made me a believer, but CommieTube won't let me type enough words to tell it. Well, shit, Eric, we might have to get you on to talk some copper bullet stories. I'm all down with that. Matt Simon here, NDGOP. Hey, he was on with Blackbeard last Friday. Great segment, by the way, Matt. I was listening to you guys. I was out doing some running around town buying some shit. That was awesome, man. You and Leon had a good thing going there. It was pretty. Hey, he had Bob Wheeler on too. Bob was good too. I enjoyed that. He says, I realize tech has improved, allowing more accuracy, long range shots, but soft nose lead bullets have always allowed me to choose the distance of my drag. Yeah. I've said that before. I'm actually getting Daryl from HH Guns kind of got me shooting soft points again. I get hooked up on the ballistic tip craze and, just for the BC, but them soft points, man, they are so effective. I love the soft point. Gene Cox talking about 7M 08 there, 139 or 140 grain, efficient. I do not doubt that, Gene. Eric says, I've never checked velocity in anything I have loaded. I just load for accuracy and go kill shit. Nothing wrong with that, Eric. I mean, you kill a lot of shit, man. No way I can argue with what you're doing there. Our man, Josh Patterson says, I love my 7M 08, shoot a 140 grain. I think I chronoed them at like 2,700 or something like that. Yeah, that's still, 140, 2,700. Yeah, and that BC is, that's awesome, man. Like I said, some people think that's slow. Yeah, compared to a freaking Magnum or something. But 27, I will bet you at 500 yards, that thing's still putting out 1,000 foot-pounds of energy. Eric Glauser says 130 grainer from a 270 Weatherby mag. That's got to be. Eric, what is that? What are you getting velocity on that? You got to be like 3,500 or something with that 34. That's dead. 270s are. Man, I don't shoot a 270, but to me, it's like a mini mag, but 270s are, man, it's tough to beat that for hunting. Gene says, I got an 8mm mag reloading 159 grainer. You can get about 3,200 feet per second. That's an exploding project. 3,200 feet with that's deadly, man. I like that. I like that a lot. You get that velocity in them heavier bullets. Man, that's nice. You know what? I screwed up on that first one and I did all four and we got a lot more people watching. No, my apologies to the two big D swingers, but we'll get you into, I'm going to play the four again. We're going to come back. We can keep talking some 3350. Eric says, wow, man, that is freaking, man, that's awesome. We're going to get this ad in. We're going to come back. We're going to do the happy ending chronicle. Just got a little bit of stuff to talk about here, and we'll hit on anything else you guys want for about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll cut her off till next week. So we'll be right back. Do the ad here. I'm going to sample a little Coors Light here on break. We'll be right back to talk a little bit more about these bullets here and velocities.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right,
Go where lemons go.
KALON'S Auto Service, owned and operated by KALON and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. KALON'S Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
Hey, JD back here, 701 Nation. Appreciate everybody clicking in here and listening and participating in the show. Don't forget, whatever platform you're listening on, hit that like button. If you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and hit share. But I appreciate a like on there. I do. It does help us out, guys, and gals. So Eric says, I've never been a 30-06 fan or the 300 Win Mag fan. Yeah, I don't know. 30-06. Like I said, I can get a 308 and basically do about the same thing with way less recoil. Yeah, I just no, I don't. No, it works great. Again, it works great. Just not my thing, man. 300. I had a 300 mule kicking SOB. Realized that's not something I need. I'm never gonna hunt elk, anyways. And by the way, if I do hunt elk, I could get a 308 because Mike Waddell said his #1 elk killing rifle is a 308. I think he said it's a Tika, and he shot multiple huge elk. You know, the guy's got his own damn hunting show, and Rich 350 yards said drop some like Ryan Rafferty. Crap, I'm late. No problem, Ryan. What's up, man? No problem at all, man. Like it or not, the 30-06 is the king. Yeah, I'm just king of what, Gene? No, I mean, yeah, World War II, but I mean that could have been a 308 or some other caliber, and we just had a kick-ass military one. So I don't know if it's king. Not to me. So anyway, if you guys got anything else to add, let's hit it. If not, even if you do, I'm gonna get to the happy ending here. Taking us down to Cocoa, Florida. A 21-year-old man was fatally shot Monday night after allegedly confronting another individual with a rifle during a dispute at an apartment complex, according to the Cocoa Police Department. The incident occurred around 11 p.m. in a parking lot in front of the 1634 building at Oak Meadows Apartments. Authorities say Jairi Smith, 21, approached a 22-year-old male with whom he had an ongoing conflict. Witness statements indicate Smith was armed with a rifle at the time. All right, so guys approaching the dude during a conflict with a rifle. Guns. I mean, you know, I've got plenty of stories where people with a handgun took out. A younger guy, I guess. I'll just go ahead and assume it was an AR-15. Yeah, yeah, I did see it froze up there, Blackbeard. I should be back now. Gene Cox speaks only the truth, says Matt Simon. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I did see it froze up. We've been having some internet problems here. I did reset the son of a bitch today, but I think I'm back on right now. I apologize. Gremlins got him. I don't know. Am I still on here? I guess to me it looks like I am, but I guess you guys can be the only ones who can tell me that. Gio and Gene says froze up for most of the happy ending. Son of a bitch. Well, if you missed it, a guy walked up on another guy in Florida with a rifle, and the guy pulled a handgun out and defended himself. And happy ending was he's still alive, and the guy who rolled up on him with a rifle no longer taking up air. All right, you're still on. All right, here we go now. Yeah. Gene says the 308 is the result of modern powder, allowing for the same velocity in the 50s. Less powder meant shorter cases, which meant shorter cycle in a machine gun. He's back. Yeah, hold on a minute here, Leon. Blackbeard. Let me give you one here. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know, Gene. Machine guns. Is that what they were running them in right away? Semi-auto, I thought, wasn't it? The first thing they used in was an M14. You could be. I know it's a machine gun now, isn't a Pig and 240 or 249. I don't remember which one it is. Anyway, hey, 308's there now. 762 by 51. Yeah, I mean, to me, that's. I think that's a king. But I mean, for hunting, I'm using the Creed, but whatever. I blame the ATF for this freeze, is what Matt says. Yeah, it could be those guys, right? It could be the ATF. Yeah, I don't know. We've been having internet problems. Midco claims nothing. I should just get the Elon Musk, whatever Clay's got down there. I can't remember what it's called, but don't have it as of now. So I don't know. So Friday, 8:15, Clay's going to be back. Mitchell in the morning. Todd Mitchell, 8:15 a.m. KFYR 550, 99.7 FM. And as I always say, just go ahead and get on iHeart and listen to it on there. Todd can get the analytics in and see how many people are on. Friday night, 6 p.m., Blackbeard Logic. Blackbeard's on right. Starlink, there you go, Blackbeard. Thank you, sir. 6 p.m. Central. I don't know, Blackbeard, you running solo or you having a guest on? Like I said, last week he had on NDGOP Chairman Matt Simon. With Matt, thanks for joining us again tonight, buddy. I appreciate you. And Bob Wheeler. And then Sunday, Sportsman's Devotion with Pastor Vance Bishop. That's at 10 a.m. Central. Good show there, too. Get on there. And Vance goes on probably about 20 minutes, 15, 25 minutes. Good show. Vance, good dude. And this Saturday, again, 10:30 a.m., out at Axe's Place. We got the Deer Rifle Steel Challenge, 10:30. Sounds like it's going to be windy, so that could be a toss-up, man. Josh says he's going to make it. I don't know, Josh. It depends. I'll find out tomorrow. I got to call my dad, see if my dad's feeling like it. We're going to go up. He's getting inducted into the North Dakota Racing Hall of Fame. So him and I are going to go up there if he is. If he's not feeling well, I will be out there. If I'm not, I'm not dropping the camera off for Axe. So you guys are running the video there. Lots of logic. Lots of logic is what Blackbeard said. All right. Lots of Blackbeard logic. So it sounds like Blackbeard's rolling solo tomorrow. He kind of did a short show there. Even did just like over an hour. So, which nice going to be a short one for me by the looks of things. Gene says, interesting note, 762A2 Enfield design made in Issue 4 India is the only bolt-action issued infantry rifle chambered in 7.62 NATO. Right? Oh, hey, I did not know that. Crazy. Yeah, because they were, what the heck did the English use over there? I can't remember what they had. And then because they're 7.62 by 5.102. Right on. That's awesome that he is getting inducted into the Racing Hall of Fame. Yeah. I think he's inducted already, but I think he got it in for another one now for something most entertaining race driver or something to that. We're going to stay overnight and head back to the farm Sunday. Got some people coming up then in that case to do some pheasant hunting. Yeah, Saturday looks windy, man. I hope you guys have a good one there. And again, next Wednesday, Scott Bachmeyer is going to join me for the deer opener mixer. Him and I are going to be talking everything deer hunting. That should be a good show. Looking forward to that one. Don't miss Scott's show on Saturday as usual. He's on at 8 a.m. KFYR. And Scott's YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Go on there and subscribe. Yeah, and if you guys haven't yet, hit up my 701 Nation JD channel on YouTube and hit that. I mean, I'm not trying to start my own thing there. Just I want to build up another channel just to have it on there. And then it's my own channel. And I'm like, well, as long as I'm doing shit. I had some deer hunting videos on there, or some deer kind of videos and some shorts. I had a good one too on guns in the 701. It's always windy at Axis, says Josh. It is. I mean, there was a couple times this year we were out there. I think once my nephew came out, we did some shooting before. There was almost no wind, which was unbelievable. And then another time, it wasn't too bad. And I think the last time Axe and I went out there, we tried to do I don't remember what the video was. Well, that short-barreled SBR ammo shit. The wind was blowing, and yeah, it never worked out too good. We got a few shorts out of the deal, but you know. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I know some of you saw I did make up I was going to do it as an intro, but I thought the intro song, it was too long for an intro. So what I'm going to do, I got the song. It's Second Amendment Fire, sang by AI 2A. I made this song up with AI. I don't know what you guys, it's like a minute and a half long. I'm going to do this as an outro. And after that, the stream's going to end. So if you guys want to hang on, check this song out. It's pretty cool. Second Amendment, hunting, guns, kind of a song here. And like I said, it's like I edited it down. It's like a 2-minute. And if you want the extended version and you like it, I'll send it to you. But this is the short, shorten it up to a minute and a half. You guys check it out, and appreciate everybody joining in. Make sure you hit that like button. Again, hit that like button, guys and gals. I appreciate that big time. Spread the message. I'll see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Time, right here. Same place, same time. Scott Bachmeyer doing the 2025 deer mixer. Here we go. Second Amendment Fire performed. See you, Josh. Performed by, you'll know what I mean, AI 2A. Here we go.
Second Amendment, we stand alone. Guns in our hands, freedom's call. Hunt the wild, never take the fall. Fire, lock and load, let them roar. Shoot 'em straight, Second Amendment score. Buckshot flying, deers in sight. Rock the range on the night. Yeah. Rifle raised high, one clean shot, watch a trophy fly. Targets down.